I don't even want to intro a bloody video. We've been beaten 2-1 at home to a West Ham side before today. 14 points in 21 games. 10 games without a win. 10 games without a win away from home. And we've been beaten at home by this sorry club, this sorry team, this absolute shambles of a team. It just goes to show where we are at the moment. We can't buy a win at home for absolute love nor money. Conor Gallagher making his debut couldn't save us. Nothing, it seems, at the moment can save us from this absolute shit show. There were protests before the game. Only 100 people turned up, or maybe the next one there'll be more, because this was absolute shambles today. How are we losing? This was such a massive game. Everyone was expecting a good performance, needed a good performance, or at least a win. Get the 3 points. Get 1 point. Get a point out of the game. We couldn't even do that. We couldn't even get a point out of this game. This is insane. The gap now between us and West Ham is 10 points. Now, that might sound like, can't even speak at the moment. I'm just so at a loss. That might sound like a decent gap. But you look at the games we've got coming up in February.
Yep.
You look up to next week, got Burnley. They're drawing at Anfield at the moment. Are we even going to win that game? We have got such a tough set of fixtures in February. I don't see us winning any of these games at the moment. We've just lost at home to West Ham. We draw at home to Wolves.
Mate, knowing us, we'll probably win these.
We draw at home to Wolves.
Mate, we're so Spursy, we'll probably do what we do in January and then rip it up and do good in February. You just don't rule anything out of this football club. But the whole thing is a mess.
We are.
I think Frank's job is untenable.
He has to go. He has to go.
It's untenable.
We'll get into Frank in a moment. Let's just talk about the game for before we get into the manager situation, which is going to be a big topic of discussion.
Yep.
Start the game. First 10 minutes, like we have, it seems, every single the last 6 or 7 games. Started with intent, pressed them high. Tell had an early chance. We're looking like on top of them. But it didn't last, did it? It didn't last at all for any length of time. It died out quite quickly, that pressure. West Ham grew into the game quite a lot in that first half, and Castellanos was getting some chances. Somerville was opening us up time and time again. And it was a very kind of worrying moment. And then, obviously, Somerville cuts inside, gets his goal deflection. Porro doesn't stop him. Gallagher doesn't stop him. There's no pressure on the ball, is there?
Nope.
Too easy for him to cut inside. And the goal goes in with a bit of luck. But you have to say, that really gave him a boost, didn't it? And it seemed to really deflate Tottenham at that point, because West Ham could have easily been 2 or 3 ahead in that first half. They were playing the game to perfection. They were really kind of Nunoing us, I would say. Like Somerville, Bowen were getting in on the wing time after time. You had set pieces. Castellanos missed an absolute gilt edge chance at the back post. You had Mavropanos with a header, which Vicario had to tip save. We did have one moment, which Odebear had a header, Areola saves, and Jed Spence. That should have been a goal, though, shouldn't it? That was also a gilt edge chance.
Tell could have done it with his opportunity in Odebear earlier, when it was 0-0.
Yeah, as well. That was a good chance. We had a couple of nice good chances. I think the one from Odebear and Spence, that's a gilt edge chance. That has to be a goal, doesn't it?
Yep.
But West Ham would argue they had about 4 or 5 in that first half. That should have been a goal. If it wasn't for them, again, not only some poor finish from West Ham, great goalkeeper from Vicario, and some last-ditch blocks from Van der Ven and Romero.
Yep.
It could have easily been 2 or 3. I think we were counting our lucky stars, weren't we, at half-time?
Correct.
That we weren't more behind than 1-0.
100% you're spot on. Again, like you said, Somerville was ripping us to shreds. Literally ripping us to shreds. We couldn't handle him.
Also midfield, like Gallagher was in, he was putting himself about, but we were getting opened up in that midfield in the middle.
We were. I mean, Conor Gallagher's his debut, isn't it? Comes in, plays full 90. Archie Gray was getting his body on the line. There's just no cohesion. There's just no togetherness. There's just no spirit or fight. How many London derbies have we had this season where, blame Frank a lot, and he's very, very culpable for this and a lot of the performances, the team, for London derbies especially, should be showing up and showing fight. We did it West Ham away, but I can't think of a single other one where we actually have turned up at a London derby. Of course, there's other games to talk about, but London derbies, when you join Tottenham Hotspur, you know how important London derbies are to this football club and to the fan base. And to not show up for any of them, and then you turn up again in the second half and show bits and glimmer, and then, we'll say, for Vicario's wonderful save in the first half, what was he doing for the
goal?
So we can all say thank God for that first half save, but 90 minutes you need to be switched on. A great block by Porro. You would have thought that was a point-saving challenge to get in the way. And from the resulting corner, West Ham just bullied us. Absolutely bullied us.
Well, we'll talk the first half, as we were saying, lucky to go in at 1-0. He does make a change at half-time, brings Basuma on.
Yep.
Surprisingly so. Also, by the way, Davis picked up what looks like a nasty injury in that first half. Hopefully he's doing all right. Second half, we bring on Basuma, which was a surprise to everyone because Basuma, you know, out in the cold, he's not been fancied. This is his first appearance of the season, isn't it, for Basuma? First appearance of the season for him. I thought he actually did all right when he came on in that second half, and I thought he added a bit more kind of steel. I thought Gray was doing some really good stuff on the ball and like ball carrying and dribbling, but off the ball he wasn't really at it. Like he was getting bypassed and he wasn't strong enough. Basuma just gave us a little bit of solidity in the middle, and I also thought he just allowed us a platform to really dominate West Ham in that second half. And him and Gallagher, you know, Javi was buzzing around, obviously, and then the second half we just really were dominating them when it comes to just territory, penning them in. We were spamming crosses left, right and centre into the box. And one of them Tell was taken off on 60. Quite surprisingly, I thought he was our best attacker. I didn't understand that decision from Thomas Frank to take off Matisse Tell. I thought he was the one looking most likely to make something happen. He brings on Solanke, puts him up front. And look, whatever you want to say about it, we did score within a minute. And Porro puts a cross in.
Great cross.
One of his. If I was to guess out how many crosses Porro put in today, how many do you reckon he put in? Off the top of your head.
6.
6.
Yeah.
24.
24 crosses he put in.
24.
Are you sure?
24. He put in 24 crosses. 6 of them successful.
I meant 6 times 4.
6 of them were successful. 24 crosses.
That's what I meant. 6 times 4.
How mad is that?
Mate, I can't remember 24 crosses.
24. He whipped that ball in 24 times. Only 6 of them. Were successful. Anyway,
there you go. There's my 6.
Yeah, see, there's your 6. So 24 crosses. One of them landed on our de facto striker these points, which was Coutinho Romero. He absolutely batters it home.
Yes, great header.
Tottenham at that point, you're thinking they got the momentum. They're going to be kind of on the front foot. Which, to be fair, we were, but it seemed as though our only plan was to spam these crosses in.
Yep.
That's all we had, to be honest. We didn't really have another way of attacking West Ham. We were spamming these crosses. Literally, the whole game plan was work the ball out wide to Porro and spam across, and that was the way we were trying to attack them. We had a couple of moments, half chances, it's fair to say. Xavi had a shot from the edge of the box, which Ariola saved. We had a penalty shout.
I think that one, yeah.
That, for me, I think West Ham got a big slice of luck there because Ollie Scholes definitely puts his hand towards the ball and takes the ball. Doesn't really take it away from Gallagher, actually puts it in his path, but either way, I think it's a handball. He clearly touches the ball with his hand. And I think it's a big slice of luck that the VAR doesn't look at that. Nothing comes of it. And to be honest, apart from a couple of half chances, what did we do for the last 25 minutes? Not much.
Same as huffing and puffing like we did against Villa. Huffing and puffing like we did against Sunderland in the first half. And like I said, a lot of people would say what our plan was with Kudus when he was fit was get the ball to Kudus, hit and hope.
Yeah.
We only have one person that can put crosses in, and that is Pedro Porro. And that's what we did. That's what we did. It's what we got. We haven't got the quality to keep. We just keep relying on Pedro Porro to be able to whip that ball in. Xavi drifts out to the left, but he looks a lot more busier and a lot more effective when he's central, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's just a lack of options, a lack of quality, a lack of... When was the last time Tottenham had two wingers that were on the pitch that could both put crosses in of great quality?
Lennon and Bale, probably. But
There you go.
I felt as well, we're obviously pushing for the winner. We bring on Bergval, we make a few changes, and then we're hoisting in long throws and whatever, trying to make something happen, trying to create a bit of chaos. Wasn't really happening. And then West Ham bring on Callum Wilson. They made a couple of changes. All of a sudden, it did change. They got like a bit of a second win right at the end of the game in stoppage time. Wilson shot after a misjudged header from Basuma. He has a shot which looks like it's goal bound in a really good position. Porro has to save our skin. And by the way, before we scored, Van der Ven had to save our skin as well. When Somerville was through on goal.
With a great tackle.
And he came flying in. So, and that led to the goal. We then, so Porro saves our skin, and then the resulting corner in the 93rd minute, Vicario, they put the ball right under his crossbar. He's flapping, he's calling for a foul. Doesn't look like there's a foul in it in the replay. And Callum Wilson, I don't know if it's Callum Wilson or an own goal. I've given it to Wilson, so I'm guessing he gets a final touch. He buries it right on the goal line, and West Ham have themselves a last gasp winner at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, queuing embarrassment, more embarrassment for Spurs fans, for this club. At the moment, it's another Dr. Tottenham example yet again this season, and yet again in our history, we've been beaten by Nuno of all managers. How what do you call it? Ironic that Nuno could be the manager to get Frank sacked if that is the case. And it's look, we'll touch on Frank in just a sec, but the result is just an absolute nightmare, isn't it?
It is because of the London rivalry, because of where we are, what this game represented. It is an absolute catastrophe of epic proportions, this result. It's just...
No one really envisaged that we would lose this game.
No. Let's face it, and let's be serious for a minute. Our home form, apart from the first season with Conte, when we beat Arsenal and got the Champions League place, since we've moved to this stadium, our home form has been absolutely disgraceful. What was it? I think we might have matched it now. There was a stat going around, I can't have to remember what defeat, it may have been the Fulham one, that we were only 6 defeats behind what Arsenal have lost the entire time they've been at the Emirates. Mm-hmm. And they've been there since, what, early 2000s?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably creeping up on that.
Mate, I don't know if that game levels it. I mean, the home form, regardless who the manager is, regardless who the squad is, regardless of the recruitment, the home form has been shambolic. At White Hart Lane, it was a fortress. At this stadium, it has been absolutely embarrassing.
So apparently after the game, this is what Sky Sports are reporting. The booze died down before restarting again. The fans filling out by the press box are making their feelings known. Frank then makes his way to the tunnel, applauding as he goes. He's booed again, and there's another chorus of "sacked in the morning" from the Tottenham fans. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before.
No.
Our own fans singing "sacked in the morning."
It's the second time.
Second time, and now you've got a whole crowd.
Johnny Heitinger, our new manager.
And also to think as well, we've had a whole week. There's a whole free week this week.
Yeah.
To, prepare for this game.
Yeah, Paulinho gets injured.
Paulinho got injured last minute, but we had a whole week to prepare for this game, and we've ended up with a defeat. And when it comes to the manager, when it comes to him, I think he has to go. I think we have to get an interim at this point. I think it is beyond bad. I think at this point we could be 15th with a defeat tomorrow. If Bournemouth get anything in their game, I don't know who they're playing, but if they win, they go above us. We're now 10 points away from West Ham, who are currently in 18th. Our Forest are playing Arsenal later. They have an opportunity to close the gap if they win their game. I think Thomas Frank has had more than enough time to show something at this football club that shows we're going in the right direction. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, there is just nowhere near enough I'm seeing on the pitch from what we do in possession to show me this guy has got any future at this football club. I think the fans haven't taken to him. I think the style of football is absolutely atrocious. It's spamming crosses. Let's be honest, we play like a lower league table side. That's our approach. It's not even mid-table at this point. It seems as though we play like a team who are battling relegation. That's like how we approach games. Stay strong defensively, get the ball out wide and cross the ball and try and get someone's head on it. It is basic, it is boring, it is stodgy, and I hate watching it. I can't stand it. I think the only time we look good is when we kind of throw caution to the wind when we're behind, when we're losing games, and we kind of just throw players forward and we try to make stuff happen. The players start to, get into the better positions and we start to attack more because we've got nothing to lose. That's when we look at our best. When the game is at 0-0 and we're just starting out games, it is absolutely atrocious. There's no excuse for it. I'm not saying he's been here forever. He hasn't. He's only been here now, 7 months. And, in the grand scheme of things, 7 months isn't like ages. But it's not nothing either. There is enough time there to start imprinting your style of play on a team, to start showing how you want to approach games. And I think we've seen that this ain't going to improve. I think at this point, when you're losing these kind of games to a team like West Ham, their London derby, as I've said, haven't won in 10 games, have been just lost 3-0 away to a Wolves side who hadn't won away all season. That's where they're at the moment. And they're coming to our stadium, and we were lucky that we weren't 3-0 down at half time, and we ended up with a defeat anyway. Maybe you could say that first half cost us, because the second half we dominated. I wouldn't say we played well, but we did dominate, and we were probably the better team in that second half. And we should have gone on to maybe get something out of the game, but you've only got yourself to blame when you have that first half, and when you don't really create enough good quality chances in that second half either. And he can have all the excuses he wants. This one's out, that one's out. I think the players on the pitch that we have more than enough to show more than what we're seeing at the moment. I know a lot of people will call me a hypocrite because last season I was back in Andrew, this season I'm not. But I think it was a different situation. I think this season is not the same situation than I think. Although at the moment it's similar in the attacking talent, but I look at the talent we have on a pitch. We have players who should be able to influence games at a much better rate, and we have better players than West Ham have on the pitch. Conor Gallagher making his debut today didn't impact the game enough. I mean, there was flashes. There was times he was getting in the box, he was getting forward, but we know. I'm not going to lay in on Conor Gallagher, but it wasn't the best display from him. The individuals have to be called out, but I actually thought Romero and Van de Ven had very good games today in general. Those two can hold their heads up high in terms of good performances. The forward line just weren't good enough at the end of the day. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to the manager. I think all roads lead down to him. All evidence leads down to Frank isn't doing enough to get this team coached in a way, in possession, to hurt the opposition and think about how we can hurt them. And if he is doing that, then he's not very good at doing that because we're awful at it. We're not good on the ball. In the first half, we looked nervous. We looked like we were scared to pass the ball. Teammates are scared of each other. Again, it was better when we were 1-0 down and we threw caution to the wind and we had nothing to lose. But yet again, as soon as it goes to 1-1, it's almost like it reverts, doesn't it? It's almost like we're back. It's like all of a sudden, once we have something to lose, it's like we don't know what we're doing. The players look clueless. The manager's, seems devoid of ideas, taking off our best attacker when Tell was showing the most, I thought, in that game, and he takes him off and he puts Xavi out wide and puts Moani up front, and I didn't like Xavi on the left. If he's going to do that, take Xavi off. I didn't want to take Xavi off, but if you're going to make that decision, keep Tell on and take Xavi off. Yep. And if you're going to put two up front, why put Xavi off the left and take Tell off? Tell looked pissed off with that decision as well. I think I've been kind of this season. I've made my feelings known about Frank throughout the whole season, but I've always been of the opinion, sack him now, and what does that achieve? Doesn't really change much. But I'm out of the opinion now he has to go. I'm Frank out. We have to make a change. If it means an interim, it means an interim. I think someone else can get a better tune out of these players than what I'm seeing right now. And if it means getting interim till the summer, then we make a decision. If it means trying to come in Xavi or Hernandez or Xavi Alonso, throw the book at them and see if they'll come here, do something. But we need a change immediately. It is dire straits. We can't continue with this.
No, mate, like I said, his job is untenable. His job is untenable. It can't continue. And this is me saying it. What I will say, to push back on what you said, and I don't agree with, is just because you have better squad players means you're going to win the game. Last season, did we beat Leicester? Did we beat Everton? Did we beat Ipswich? Did we beat Tamworth in 90 minutes? Just because you got the better squad doesn't mean you win the game. But that doesn't excuse what's happening right now. I heavily banked Frank. I went above and beyond for this guy because I fully believe that this guy could do something. But it's showing that he cannot. He cannot. And I said it a few weeks ago that I can't back him as ferociously as I want. I can't back him in the slightest. I can't. There's nothing to say. I will say again, though, we're talking about at half-time the passing. We're having that debate whether with last season we played a lot more attack-minded this half. Again, the passing for a lot of periods was so sloppy. Just simple passes. There's no consequences for the actions of the players. There's no consequences for the action of what the manager is doing. It's not working. You look at the front line, like you said, I think Tell was our best forward till he went off. Mawani, as I said before this game, I would try and bring another striker in and send him back.
Yeah, I consider that.
I said to you, right, mate, Mateta, go and do what you can to get Mateta in. People saying, oh, he's overrated. He's not. He's doing a damn lot better than what Mawani is doing. Mawani hasn't offered a single thing domestically. He's putting some good performances. Well done for the team. Janssen scored goals. Not a lot, but he got on the end of things. This guy is like Janssen held a Postiga. He's not playing with the intensity. Today he had, like you said, all these stats about West Ham and how poor they've been. You would have thought someone like Mawani would have been licking their lips today.
Yeah.
Been going, right, today's the day. Give me the ball. He did absolutely nothing once again. Nothing. His decision-making has been wrong. He's scared to take a shot. This loan has been a flop. Yes, it was an emergency for Solanke. And we're all happy that we got it done because last season, obviously, we wanted it and it went to Juve. But he has done nothing. Richarlison is out, who's been our only goal scorer, really in that position. Solanke is back. He's going to take time to get back up to speed, but hopefully he can get back in it. But Mawani has offered nothing. Nothing.
I think this should be his last game. I think Tottenham, as much as they had all these reports on Friday that they're backing him, they don't want to do anything drastic, they're staying calm. I think this has to be a big moment. This has to be a very telling moment for the board, and this has to be a crossroads. I think they are definitely at a crossroads right now about what club we want to be, and I don't think we can carry on like this. I really don't. I think this manager is, I don't know if he's out of his depth or what it is, but he isn't right for this football club. It is not the right fit, and he has to go. He has to go. He's done. I'm done with him. I'm done with the football he plays. I'm done with these results. The home crowd have turned on him, and that is just not a tenable situation, is it? It's not.
I have to say he hasn't helped himself with that. The football isn't good. The football isn't good. I thought it would be a lot better, as I've said openly. I thought it'd be a lot better, and it hasn't been. But the way he's got at the fans, like I said, some of the things he actually says, I can stand by and understand where he's coming from. It's the way he's saying it, and after performances like this. But again, I'll go back to this. This is not just a Frank issue. We've seen it with multiple managers, Poch and Conte, Jose, AVB, you name it. This football club don't have a culture, don't have a vision, don't have a identity to what they can say all the things they want to, that they want to succeed on the football pitch and they're going to focus on the football pitch and bring in success. How many times have we heard it? How many times?
Actions speak louder than words.
Well, listen. Frank goes, and if he goes, he deserves it. Totally and utterly deserves it, but we'll be here again in 6 months later. We'll be here again in 6 months' time with whoever's in. And if it's an interim and then Poch or whoever comes back, we'll be there again. We'll be there again.
All right, well, that is it. We've lost 2-1 to a dreadful West Ham team. We are now 10 points away from the relegation zone. We've got games against Man City, Man United, Newcastle, Arsenal, and Liverpool coming up in our fixture list. This could get a lot worse before it gets better. We've got Burnley coming up, and on this evidence, I don't know if we win that game right now.
Is it away?
Game? Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, I'd rather it be away right now.
Mate, I'd rather we didn't play for a week or two. Oh, no, do you know what? Bring back an international break. We have an international break.
Yeah, is there one coming up? I could.
No, not till March. Let's just force one in.
God, I could do with one.
Let's force one in.
Absolutely horrendous. We're now, what, 2 wins in 15?
Mate,
in the Premier League?
I don't care who you are, that is not acceptable.
2 wins in 15.
It's not acceptable. Doesn't matter who the manager is, doesn't matter how much I wanted it to work, that stat there is simply unacceptable. And the worst thing about it is, during this run, he's kept going and going with the same thing that isn't working.
And we do the same things every game. There is no signs of any of this changing for the better. There really isn't. So I think most fans, I'm looking at now I mean, most fans have already turned on him, but I think a lot of people are like, okay, we'll sack him. Who do we bring in, kind of thing. I think we're beyond that. We're beyond that. We need to make a change. Just change it. Mason, I'll take Mason right now.
Don't be silly.
I'll take him.
Don't be silly.
I want Frank out, man.
Yeah, but don't be silly. Listen, I am as well now, but don't be silly. Don't be silly. He's just been relegated, mate. See, this is where it gets a little bit silly, Sim. He's just been sacked by West Brom for being 18th. And you think what we should do when we've all complained and said blah blah blah, you think that will show the winning culture of this football club, and that is a major problem. We sacked Frank, and what we're going to do? Mason is available, who flopped at West Bromwich Albion. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring him back to Tottenham Hotspur. If that's the way that we go, it will show these owners and this board for the charlatans and crooks that they are.
Maybe get Robbie Keane in.
Mate, Robbie Keane has shown something. Robbie Keane has shown something, but I don't think Robbie Keane comes for an interim position.
Throw all the money this club has at Xavi Alonso. Just do it.
Mate, he'll go to...
Empty the bank.
Oh, yeah, because...
Spend our transfer budget on Xavi Alonso, I swear to you. Just get him in. Do all you can.
So you've gone from Ryan Mason to throw everything at Xavi Alonso?
Just make a change. I can't keep watching this. I just can't. I can't do it to myself. It's not good for my mental health. I need a change. This can't be the Tottenham Hotspur that I support. It can't be. I won't allow it to be. I think I've been too kind on Frank, to be honest. I've been hard on him, but I think I've been more than fair. I think I've given him enough time. He needs to go. He has to go. And I think he's a good guy. I think maybe in a different circumstance he could be a good manager, but it just ain't the right fit for this football club. He ain't right whatsoever. He doesn't even attempt to play like a big football team. He doesn't. He tries to play like a mid-table team, and he's failing at that as well. We're playing like a relegation standard team a lot of the time, and I hate watching it. Watching Tottenham games is a chore. I don't even enjoy them anymore. And I just want that back. I want some semblance of we're going to try and go at teams and create chances and do something. I want to see him getting the best out of these attackers. And at the moment, they just seem to be hamstrung. Our best attackers are Romero and Van der Ven. They're our best forwards.
Mate,
the most dangerous we look is when Romero goes up front because we've got nothing to lose. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go in the box. And that's the best we ever look.
But also, like I said to you, mate, this is when I go on about the squad. Look at our front line to what previous managers have had. Look at it, seriously. We've gone from Kane's, Sheringham's, Klinsmann's, Berbatov's to Solanke, Richarlison and whatever Mawadi is. We've gone from Heung-min Son's to Gareth Bale's and David Janola's. And I'm going back and back to Tell's, Odebear's. We've gone from Anderton's, Lennon's to Kudus. I'm just talking about the front line. That's recruitment. That's the ownership. You can't expect this football club to keep playing the entertaining football. Mate, all these managers have had that player that could get them out of jail. There's not one there. You'd hope Xavi Simons will be there with growth and maturity, getting used to the Premier League. Just look at that front line and what football players we have had watching this football club to what we've got. If we go back to even the Sheringham, Klinsmann, whatever days, Berbatov and Keane and Defoe, if I had said to you, go forward, the Spurs front line will consist of what we have, you'd have said, yeah, not a chance. Spurs always have one. Spurs always have a striker that will get them out of jail, a goal scorer or a creator that will do something. Not one.
I agree with that as well. I agree there's big problems in this squad and we need big moves from this board. I completely agree with that.
There we go.
That's
what I've been saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the first big move needs to be to get this manager out.
Well, they say it's easier to get the manager out than the team, isn't it?
That's true. Look at Man United. They've changed their manager. Brilliant performance today. Great win.
New manager bounce. Don't get me wrong, Michael Carrick.
New managers can get more out of players.
Michael Carrick played an absolute blinder today. First, I didn't get to see the second half. I was travelling, but the first half they were incredible.
Managers can get more out of players, and I'm certain there's more out of this squad that can be had. But look, that is your instant match reaction. I'm depressed. I am on my last legs for this football club. But now it's your chance to have your say. Am I right? Are the fans right? Does Frank need to go? I want to hear, you know what? I want to hear from people. I want to hear you call in if you still believe that Frank deserves time and you believe that Frank is the right guy and I'm being too harsh and we shouldn't sack him. I want to hear from you. I want to hear fans call in. And I want it because maybe I'm missing something that other people are noticing that actually this guy can turn it around. This guy is the right manager for Tottenham. I want to hear from those fans. So please do call in if you have that opinion. But, of course, this is your chance to have your say about the current situation. We've got some super chats, actually, before we start getting fans.